Welcome to the CalPERS Temporary Annuity webcast. Before we get to the main presentation, let's take care of some housekeeping items. To provide you with a future reference and make your note-taking easier, we've provided a learning guide for this webcast. You'll see the link to the learning guide in the YouTube description box. The video for this webcast will stay posted here on YouTube so you can come back again and watch if you need to. Please note that due to the large number of participants, we will not be able to respond to member questions during this webcast, even though the chat feature shows as active. Please contact us if you have specific questions. In today's session, we're going to cover what a temporary annuity is, what the cost is, and additional information regarding steps and impacts of taking a temporary annuity. Let's begin by explaining what a temporary annuity is. At retirement, you may elect to choose to receive an additional dollar amount to enhance your monthly CalPERS pension for a specific period of time. This is called a temporary annuity. You select the dollar amount and how long you can receive it for when you apply for retirement. Generally, the purpose of a temporary annuity is to supplement your pension, allowing you to retire before you can receive other retirement income, such as your Social Security benefit. The cost of a temporary annuity is based on your age at retirement and to what age you take the temporary annuity. Basically, you can think of temporary annuity as an advance on your future monthly payments. However, temporary annuity isn't free. Advancing yourself money costs you by permanently reducing your overall retirement benefit. Your lowered allowance begins when you retire, not when the temporary annuity payments stop. The cost will depend on your age at retirement, the dollar amount for the temporary annuity that you choose, and how long you choose to receive it. A temporary annuity is only available if you retire on a regular service retirement. It's not available for partial service, disability, or industrial disability retirements. Your membership date determines to what age you can receive a temporary annuity. If you became a CalPERS member on or after January 1st, 2002, your temporary annuity is paid from your retirement date to a whole age from 62 to 70. Your CalPERS service must be coordinated with Social Security. You should contact your personnel office if you aren't sure. The temporary annuity benefit cannot be more than your estimated Social Security benefit. Request an estimate from Social Security before applying for your CalPERS retirement. If you became a CalPERS member prior to January 1st, 2002, then your temporary annuity can be paid from your retirement date to age 59.5 or to any whole age from 60 through 68. Your Social Security benefit doesn't limit the dollar amount you can receive. In this example, if you were to retire at exactly age 55 and took a temporary annuity until age 62, the cost would be $38.63 per $100 increment. So, to receive a temporary increase of $500, your monthly benefit would be reduced by $193.13 per month for life. A $1,000 temporary annuity would cost $386.25 per month. Remember, this is just an example. The actual cost of a temporary annuity is determined at retirement. Now let's look at an example of how the temporary annuity is calculated. Say you'll need to retire earlier than planned to take care of an elderly parent, for example. You'll need about $2,400 per month to meet your needs. You're retiring at age 55 but can't collect your Social Security benefit until age 62. Based on your CalPERS retirement estimate, the unmodified allowance will be $2,200 a month. You'll need an extra $250 to make it to the amount you need. Based on the chart we just looked at, you see that a temporary annuity payment of $500 until age 62 will permanently reduce your unmodified allowance by $193.13, but provides the additional income you'll need to retire now. We begin with the original unmodified allowance of $2,200. We subtract the cost of the temporary annuity, leaving the permanently reduced amount of $2,006.87. The temporary annuity payment of $500 is then added on. That makes the total retirement benefit from age 55 to 62 $2,506.87. You'll receive the additional $500 for 7 years, at which point the annuity ends. The last payment in this scenario would be in the month you turn 62. Beginning the first month after you turn 62, your retirement check would be the reduced amount of $2,006.87 plus any cost of living adjustments that have been applied. It's important to know that this example is based on taking the highest amount payable, which is your unmodified allowance. If you choose a different payment option, such as for a beneficiary to receive a monthly benefit upon your death, the cost to provide that benefit is taken from your reduced unmodified allowance. Finally, let's cover some information you need to know when taking advantage of a temporary annuity. When considering a temporary annuity, you should first figure out what you'll need to provide for your expenses when you retire. To determine how much you may need, you should first estimate your total retirement income beginning with your CalPERS pension. One of the best tools you can use is the retirement estimate calculator in your MyCalPERS account. Once you're within a year of retirement, you can submit a request for a CalPERS generated estimate. You can request up to 2 estimates in a 12-month period. Once you've ran an estimate in your MyCalPERS account, you'll get to the results page. At the bottom of the page, you can start an estimate request, which will allow you to request a temporary annuity calculation. If you decide to take a temporary annuity, by law, the amount you ask for cannot reduce your unmodified allowance by more than 50%. In our example, the unmodified allowance was $2,200. The cost of the temporary annuity could not exceed $1,100. If the amount you ask for exceeds the maximum, we will limit the amount and notify you by mail. You should get an estimate for your Social Security benefit. Your My Social Security account is a convenient and secure site that provides your Social Security information. Here's where you can find the estimated amount of what your benefits may be once you start drawing them. It's important to understand that while you are receiving the increased temporary annuity payment, the cost of living adjustment you receive will be based on your increased retirement allowance. When the annuity ends, the COLA will be recalculated based on your original allowance before the temporary annuity payment. Your allowance and temporary annuity are both taxable. You may want to consult with the Internal Revenue Service, California Franchise Tax Board, or your tax advisor for how your taxes will be handled. If you pass away before your temporary annuity ends, any payments still left will be paid in a lump sum to your eligible beneficiaries. You'll name your beneficiary when you apply for retirement, or after you retire, you can update your beneficiary for a lump sum in your MyCalPERS account. If you've submitted your application and decide you want to change the ending age or amount, or you want to cancel the temporary annuity altogether, you must contact us immediately before or upon getting your first retirement check. Otherwise, the election becomes irrevocable. Your last temporary annuity payment is paid on the retirement check at the beginning of your birth month for the age that you chose to take the annuity to. For example, in the example we went over earlier, the age was 62. You'll receive notification of your last payment 60 days before they end, and provide the amount of your future payments, including any cost of living adjustments. Our presentation today was intended to provide you an understanding of what a temporary annuity is. To reinforce the information you've received today, we encourage you to take one of our member education classes. You can enroll in your MyCalPERS account under Education. Please note that CalPERS is governed by the Public Employees Retirement Law. The information in this webcast is general. The retirement law is complex and subject to change. If there is a conflict between the law and the information presented in this webcast, any decision will be based on the law. Later today, you'll receive an email with a short evaluation. Please answer all of the questions, as it's important for us to get your feedback to help us improve these presentations. Thank you for taking time out of your day to attend this presentation, and have a great day.